Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, rail fans. No matter what time of the day it is when you're watching this, welcome back to another video here on the channel that we like to call Clear Signal Productions. Today is Saturday, March 13th, and it's coming up on 4:30 in the evening. And if you watched the last couple of videos, especially the last one, you'll know that we're down in Pennsylvania right now for a few days. Specifically right now, actually, we just pulled up to the spot here on Norfolk Southern's Harrisburg line, and we're at automatic 95 in Palmyra, Pennsylvania. And we should have a couple trains here in just a few minutes. I've got the Harrisburg East feed playing on my phone, and we've got a 65E coming up. Not sure what it has for power, but oh, actually, here he comes right now. Let's take a look. Good timing. Okay, so that was train number one that I was expecting, the 65E. Pretty cool, he had a UP trailing. I would have liked to have gotten a better shot of that for you all, but it is what it is. Anyway, like I was saying before we got interrupted, the second train, which is behind him, which should be also coming up fairly soon, is the 15T. And we are definitely going to be ready for this one because it has the 8101, the Central of Georgia, leading. And I did catch that unit a number of 2 years ago down in not 2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago, down in Virginia in Roanoke. And unfortunately, I was at the Virginia Museum of Transportation, and if any of you have ever been there before, you'll know that there are two fences between the museum and the NS main line. So what I ended up doing for a shot was I ended up sticking my lens right up to the fences and shooting sideways, and all I got was a shot of the steps, pretty much. I thought that would at least be better than a broadside shot with two fences in the way. And these are big, tall fences. I'm not talking like fences that are, 6 feet tall, where if you stand up on your tiptoes, you can see over it. Depending how tall you are. I'm not that tall, don't worry. But anyway, this is definitely going to be a good shot, and I'm definitely excited to see this thing finally. And we've got really great lighting here. Not a lot of side light, but the nose light is going to be perfect. And I'm glad that I'm finally going to get this thing again. There are several heritage units that I've just had the worst luck with, or just gotten the worst shot of, so this will be nice. But anyway, we're here on the Harrisburg Main. It's 55 degrees out and it's sunny. There are very few clouds in the sky. So let's see what we can get here before we call it a day. alright folks, it's now 8:30 in the evening here, and we're here in Richland at South Race Street. And we obviously took a little 2-hour break from the tracks here just to check into the hotel and then sit in the hotel for about an hour, which is really nice because the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was drive 5 hours down to Pennsylvania. So it felt pretty nice to just sit in the hotel for about an hour. Also, during that hour that I was in the hotel, I only heard one train go by. I did, of course, get a hotel pretty close to the tracks, so I can hear the trains, and I only heard one go through. So that makes me think that hopefully it's going to get fairly busy here in a little bit. We'll stay out here until maybe 10 o'clock or so, something like that, and hopefully we'll get quite a few trains. And then the reason I picked this spot is because obviously there's a fair amount of ambient nighttime lighting, and this is also a pretty peaceful place to sit, except for the night apparently. This parking lot is the fullest I've ever seen it. Granted, I only come down here about once a year, but still. Hopefully it's all for a local business, and they're getting a lot of business tonight, so that would be nice. But anyway, hopefully we get a good bit of action. If not, we'll call it a night. And I am going to put tonight's NS action and tomorrow's NS action all in one video, just because tonight we're probably not going to see a whole lot worth making its own video, so it will all be one big continuous thing. And then after tomorrow's NS action, we are heading to the Reading and Northern around 1 o'clock in the afternoon for the NRFF, America's Train. So that is what's on the plan for the next 24 hours or so. And we'll see what we get here first. Well, all right, everybody. It is coming up on 8:30 now. It's now Sunday, March 13th, and the first day of daylight savings. So we get an extra hour in the evening and an extra minute every day after this until November. So I am ready for that. Um, Anyway, real quick, to wrap up yesterday, of course, we started off on the Strasbourg Railroad, which is its own standalone video, so check that out. And then after we wrapped up at Strasbourg, we came down here to the NS Harrisburg line. And down here, of course, the second train we saw down here had the Central of Georgia Heritage Unit, the 8101 leading. And then he stopped up the line after we shot him once, so after he stopped, we shot him again. And then after that, we got a few trains. We checked in at the hotel and only missed one train over a span of 2 hours, because I did sit and relax in the hotel for a little bit. And between 6:30 and 8:30, there was only one train. So, like I mentioned yesterday, after that, I was hoping to get pretty busy, and it did pick up, but I thought it would be a little bit busier than it was. But we still did get a fair amount of trains, and of course, one of them was the 16T. Sorry, just wondering what the terminal was saying.
I will take the OS in Paxton when you're able.
The 16T. He had the Illinois Terminal Heritage Unit 1072 mid-train DPU, and we got him at Richland and Dorf. Womelsdorf, I should say. Railroad just calls it Dorf to shorten it. But anyway, we did not get a video shot of the 1072 over in Richland because I had no idea that the 1072 was mid-train. That was a complete surprise to me, a nice little treat. But I was packing up my video camera and tripod, and then I take a look over and I see the DPUs are coming up. And I say, oh, I wonder what they are. And I noticed one of them is an SD70 car body, and then about another split second later I noticed it's green. And so I slap my Nikon up against my face and flash a quick picture, and then I thought that was that. And then he ended up calling an approach signal at the next signal down from Richland, which of course meant he was going to stop at CP Dorf. And we got him again after he waited for a couple westbounds. So that was nice. And then after that, we did wrap up for Saturday. Now, of course, it's Sunday here, and I'll flip around here, show you where we are. I got to adjust the exposure. But anyway, now on Sunday, we're sitting in front of the old Palmyra train station. I thought we had an eastbound coming, but it's looking like that detector was for the westbound that we just missed. But we're sitting here in Palmyra, and since I don't think there's an eastbound coming anymore, I think we're going to head over to Hershey Yard, see if the H-24 is over there and active. They should have been on duty 2.5 hours ago, so I kind of doubt that they're still in the yard. But I also don't hear any radio traffic out of them, so we'll go take a look. Also, last time I was out here, it was roughly 11 a.m., and they were still just sitting in the yard, and the engine wasn't even running. And it's fairly unlikely that they would have wrapped things up that quickly, but I'm not sure. So, I guess we'll head over there now, take a look, and see what's going on in Hershey Yard. Maybe we'll wait here for a little bit, but I don't think we got anything coming. Okay, so it's coming up on 11:30 now in the morning, and we're sitting over here in this field at CP Prescott here in Lebanon. And if that last shot seemed a little bit rushed, that's because it was. I was sitting in the car here actually, deleting some old videos off of the video camera to make more room for what we're shooting right now. And then over the feed, I heard the 79 detector go off, and we're at 83. And just to give you an idea of how much delay there is through that feed, right as soon as the 79 detector went off, I looked in my rearview mirror and saw the headlights for the train here at 83. So there's a good bit of delay to the feed, and which is why I wasn't quite prepared for him. But anyway, there aren't really any other trains out on the feed right now. There was a H20. We did find the H24, but I didn't get any shots of them because of where they were working, and the industry is kind of tucked away from the main road and everything like that, away from any crossings. But H24 is out there, and I don't believe they come this far east. I'm pretty sure this is all served by H31, and actually H31 was talking to the dispatcher not that long ago. Now the question is whether he was going back into Reading Yard to tie down for the day, or if they're coming out of Reading Yard. Last time I was out here on NS, about 2 years ago, H31 was on duty at 4 in the evening, and they'd come west out of Reading Yard first, usually, or, they still do, but they were just on duty at 4 in the evening. Now, I don't believe they were on duty at 4 last night because I never saw them, so my guess is that they are still coming out of Reading Yard, and they're just starting for the day. That's my guess. But anyway, after this, we're going to keep continuing east to get closer to the Reading and Northern, because I would just like to be closer to the Reading and Northern than where I am once 1 o'clock rolls around. That way we can just shoot right over there, take 5-minute drive right there, and watch NRFF start building up, and they'll head north. And we'll see how far north they make it before I want to come back here, because the 8105 Interstate Heritage Unit is leading 10K. And yesterday we saw 10K right at 5 o'clock in the evening. So I could always do NRFF tomorrow, but I think I'd rather do that today. Do the QAMC tomorrow, most likely, the Tamaqua to Mount Carmel job. And then after QAMC, I do want to come back down here actually and check out this little, I guess it's a cement, or not cement, a ballast plant of some sort. It's some sort of quarry over in Millardsville, and they've got this, I guess it's an SD40, some type of SD40, just painted in solid blue, and then they've got an XUP tunnel motor, and my guess is that they switch that quarry on weekdays. Of course, today is Sunday, yesterday was Saturday, and so maybe tomorrow after we do the Reading and Northern QAMC, come back down to that quarry and see if they're switching cars around, because I bet those things sound pretty good, and I bet they put out a lot of smoke, because they seem to be pretty old engines. But anyway, that's what we're up to right now at 11:30, and we'll see what else we get before we head to the Reading and Northern. Well, it's 1:30, so that means the NRFF crew should be getting on duty right now. So I think it's time we head on over there. I am going to make the two Reading and Northern chases I do their own standalone video. The one of the NRFF first, of course, and then the video of QAMC and MCQA. So we're going to take a little break here from NS, and I will see all of you guys later on tonight once we're done with NRFF. Alrighty, everybody. We just finished things up here on the Reading and Northern with the North Reading Fast Freight. And wasn't a terrible chase, wasn't the greatest one either, though, just because I've only actually railfanned the Reading and Northern twice before, and only one time was I chasing something. So it wasn't the worst, but wasn't the best. But anyway, that's all in the video coming up after this one. So be sure to check it out. Now, actually, what we're doing, before we head back to Norfolk Southern, we are actually headed over to the Delaware and Lackawanna Railroad in Scranton, except we're not after any trains. For those of you who heard me just say Scranton, Pennsylvania, you might figure out what we're doing. For those of you who still don't quite get it, what we're doing first is we are going to check out the old factory building that they show in the intro of the great TV show The Office. Just because my last shot, the last shot I got of the NRFF was only half an hour from it, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Granted, I have been to Scranton a couple times before, but I wasn't watching The Office yet, and I hadn't even watched it once yet. Now, at this point, I've watched the show. I'm on my 10th watch through right now, so I figured it's about time we check out the buildings. And I found this little list online with all the addresses for the intro clips. So we're going to check out a couple of them, then we're going to head back down to NS and get some action. Now, the only thing on the radar for tonight is the 10K. And much like yesterday's 15T, the 10K is another one that I really will be kicking myself if I miss it. The reason for this one is it's got the 8105 leading. And for those of you who have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that 5 years ago at this point, I did see the 8105, except that was it. I saw it, and that was it. I didn't get any pictures of it, didn't get any videos of it, so hopefully tonight we change that. He was through Tyrone, Pennsylvania, which is just east of Altoona, at 4 o'clock, and it's 5:30 now. So we've got at least another hour and a half until he's on the Harrisburg line. They've still got to get through Harrisburg Terminal, so I think we should be pretty safe. We should be able to check out Scranton and then head back down towards Wyomissing Junction or something like that and catch 10K. But anyway, that's the only thing on the radar for tonight. Actually, today's 15T also had a Heritage unit leading, but we saw that one last night, mid-train DPU on 16T, the 1072 Illinois Terminal. But we missed that one leading, so I guess we'll have to take what we got last night for it, or of it. But anyway, that's what we're doing right now. For those of you who are also diehard Office fans, don't worry. I'll show you guys the building and anything else we check out before we head back. But that's just what's going on right now, and we'll see what we get. Alright everyone, so I know that I said I would show you guys the Scranton office building once I got there, but obviously I didn't. Reason being is just because once I got there, I realized I wouldn't be able to really show you guys a good view from the car, which is what I was planning to do, just because I felt like that would have been easier. But I will put all these pictures up on the screen right now like we're doing, but I felt like I would have looked a little bit weird if I was just holding my video camera and talking to it, you know. I mean, I'm sure people would have figured it out, but like, I was a little bit self-conscious about what that might look like. But anyway, now we're gonna get back to some trains. Well, alright folks, it's coming up on 10:30 now, and I think that's about all we're gonna get for tonight. Once again, I've got the radio feed going, which covers the whole line basically between Palmyra and east of Wyomissing Junction, and there's nobody else on the feed except this 21V, which is spinning his power, and I don't feel like waiting for him. So, of course, we just got the 10K, and then we had the 39G just now after that. And of course, the 10K had the Interstate Heritage Unit leading, and then another surprise DPU on the 39G. Same thing as last time with the 16T. I was actually this time just I was about to put my video camera away. Again, I looked up and saw DPUs coming. I thought, oh, I'll film the DPUs, and then I noticed one of them was gray. So I guess I'm just having a interesting time with DPUs or something. But that was pretty cool to see. And I think since tonight wasn't so busy, I think I will actually include all of tomorrow's NS action in this video too. So we're not quite done yet. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys all in the morning after we shoot some more Reading and Northern action. So check that video out too. Alrighty everyone, so it is coming up on 4 in the evening now, and I just finished things up on the Reading and Northern for the day. And actually I got pretty much a good full day's worth of action, so be sure to check that video out. We started off with the QAMC, the mountain job, and then we went down towards Minnersville, and we got the coal mine switcher working, and then we got the West Cresona yard switcher, and then we got NRFF again, because I missed a few shots of him yesterday that I really wanted to get. So be sure to check that video out. It's going to be a nice one. It's going to be posted after this one, so this will be first, and then you'll get your Reading and Northern action for you. But anyway, let's fix my grammar a little bit, I guess, and back to what we're doing now. Now we're going to head back to the NS Lehigh line this time, not the Harrisburg line. It's either the Lehigh line or the Reading line. I forget which one it is, because I guess it changes partway between Allentown.
Onto E-309.
Partway between Allentown and Harrisburg, it changes from one to the other, and I believe I think we're going to be on the Reading line, as far as I know. But we should be there in about another 45 minutes.
3 miles. Turn right onto Decatur Street.
We should be there in about another 45 minutes, but first I need to get some gas and a late lunch, or early dinner, I guess at this point. But we're gonna stay there for maybe an hour and a half, because then we're gonna have to start getting headed towards home in northwestern Connecticut, and it's gonna be about a 4-hour drive. So we're gonna not be there forever. Wow, my grammar's really bad right now. So I think I'll wrap it up for now, and I'll see you guys all once we get down to the Reading line. Well, alright everybody, it's coming up on 5:30 now, and we're over here in Mertztown, Pennsylvania. We've been sitting at this crossing for about 45 minutes and still haven't seen anything. But we do have a couple eastbounds coming. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stand out on that little farm road over there, up by the edge of this road, and the shot should be pretty good by the time the first one gets here. The sun is slowly turning to the north as the day goes by, and it's going to just get better that way. And then probably for the second eastbound we'll actually move locations, get a little bit closer to him, because he's quite a ways behind the other one. And as for westbounds, I have no idea what's out there. But hopefully we get at least one westbound, because the sun is setting in the west right now. And if a westbound showed up, it'd probably be in some really beautiful lighting for the evening. So we'll see what goes on here. Again, it's 5:30 and we're over here in Mertztown. Well, alright, folks, I think that's about it for this 3-day trip here to Pennsylvania. Really good trip overall. We got, let's see, we got the 8101, the 1072, the 8114, the 1068, and I feel like there's one more. I know we got the 4005. But I feel like we got another heritage unit in there somewhere. We got quite a bit of special units this weekend, which I was not expecting at all, actually. So that was pretty nice, and especially that last one. Once again, I didn't even know about that being on there, and actually it really caught me off guard because I turned my head as soon as the lead engine went by to watch it, watch the train go, and then the 1068 went by me, so I slapped up my Nikon up against my face and snapped a quick picture, and it's not the worst, but it's not the best, but we still got it. Unfortunately, obviously, as you guys all just saw, the video was a little bit blurry, or not blurry, just wasn't sharp, just because I had to quickly get set up there, because I got out of my car about 20 seconds too late, so a little bit rushed there, but not too bad. But anyway, we had, let's see, Saturday we got quite a bit of action. I'm trying to think of how to recap the whole trip here, but I don't know. Not really a whole lot highlight-wise to talk about other than those heritage units and the 4005, but I mean, you can never go wrong with a 3-day trip out here to NS. Unfortunately, it is noticeably less busy than the last time I was out here. Last time I was out here, you'd have at least 3 trains in an hour. Now you're lucky to get 3 trains in 2 hours, which is really unfortunate. But I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. I don't know. I guess it's a sign of the times, or something like that. But I don't know where I was going with that. You guys know it's been a long weekend, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here before I start messing up my grammar again and all that stuff. You guys who've been following the channel know that when I get tired, my grammar gets kind of bad. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Anyway, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Find me on Facebook and Instagram. Links will, of course, be at the end of the video right after this and down in the description below. And again, as for future trips, because I always like to give you guys an idea as to what's coming up. Not that those trips won't have long been by the time this video gets posted, because I am still about a month and a half behind on stuff, but you guys, I'm sure you appreciate it. For the remainder of my week off from work, I'm just going to do a few more day trips. No more of this overnight stuff. Maybe except for an all-nighter on the CSX Mohawk sub, but I'm not sure yet on that. But definitely going to head up to Pan Am now that we've got another hour of daylight in the evening. Going to do the ED8, 23K, and all that stuff. Either way, I'm going to go to the CSX Mohawk sub. Whether or not I do an all-nighter, there's the only question. And probably we'll hit NECR again. Haven't been over there in a little bit, so we'll.
Norfolk Southern, milepost 29.9.
Okay, just wanted to hear what track it was, because if it was track 1, we'd have a westbound. But anyway, we'll probably head over to NECR again. Haven't been over there in a while, so probably do the normal 611, 608 thing, and see what we can get with those guys. But as for any other future trips after that, I'm really not sure, just because not sure what my days off from work are. But anyway, guys, I think we'll close it out here. It's a little bit past 7 o'clock, and my drive home will probably take me 4 hours. It says 3.5, but it'll probably end up being 4. So that's fun. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching as always. And as always, I'm Denise, and I'll see you in the next one.